Good morning, everyone. Kansas Sports HQ here, episode 42, and finally, Carter Pabst will be joining us. If you remember, we had a time zone issue where we thought he was going to be on at our normal time, and then he was 2 hours behind us. He popped on in the locker room as they were doing some walkthroughs and things like that, but he's home on Christmas break. And we're excited to talk to him. He is a Goddard legend, a D1 wide receiver, and Eisenhower legend.
To clarify,
Goddard Eisenhower, So that's where he went to school for high school. But outside of that, good morning, guys, and how are you?
Great. Messing with TikTok at the moment, but getting her all hopefully figured out. I think I kind of got it working. I don't know.
Trying to figure out how we can go live on all of our platforms per se.
They do not make it easy in the beginning. That is a fact.
Yeah, they don't want you. They want you to use their studio and not anyone else's. But maybe one day we'll figure out how to make it happen. Sean, how's your morning?
Good.
That's it?
Yeah.
Did you guys get some? Where'd you guys get some coffee?
The brew.
Oh, some 7 Brew, a 7 Brew morning.
The brew.
Very
It's
nice.
brewing.
I do know that
Keeps logging me in under Parisi, and I'm trying to get it to log me in the right one.
I do know that Christmas break is upon us, not only for colleges, but some schools should be either getting out Thursday or
getting out Friday. So it pretty much what I've been gathering from the intel that I know, it's either Thursday or Friday is their last day, but it's one of those things where it's like they're just doing like games and stuff all day.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day.
I
mean, it was kind of fun, but it was also like, why am I even here then?
Back in the day when they'd roll in that TV, the CRT TV cart, and we're gonna watch a G-rated movie today. All right,
it's fun.
Anybody gonna do homework? No. I mean, but that was back before.
Anyway,
that was back before you had internet on your phones for me, and you could T9 text with pushing a bunch of buttons. Awesome, you could basically be a coding person if you wanted to back then. Snake was prevalent on the phone, but yeah, not very many video days anymore, unless you just want to pop in and watch Netflix or Paramount Plus, those kind of things. But yeah, it looks like we have some good stuff lined up, with Carter today. We're going to chat with the Corn Belt Collegiate League representing themselves for the Summer Ball Showdown. And then we have the KCLB team, Jacob Baca, joining us on Friday with the Kansas Curve. Thursday, my bad. I'm reading the calendar wrong.
This guy.
My bad. I'm just excited for the weekend. Nothing expected to be there, just warm weather. The warmer weather is definitely an exciting thing because I miss being outside.
When's the college football playoffs start?
Friday and Saturday. So that'll be good, And then the NFL is starting their Saturday games as well, so you'll have 2 games on Saturday. The Packers play at 7:20, I believe, on Saturday against the Chicago Bears.
We do.
As Sheldon is an owner of the Green Bay Packers, I'm just curious.
I wish.
Have they confirmed a torn ACL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
said yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been posted.
Yeah. I saw a quote this morning.
News on ESPN yesterday.
I saw a quote this morning that said it was Bo Nix's fault that Micah Parsons
Ryan
got
Clark
hurt.
said that.
I know.
Said that in the second half he was so violently running.
I know. I'm just like, what?
Come on,
Ryan
bro.
Clark, man.
He's always something.
I don't know. And then Patrick Mahomes is going to Dallas for a second opinion on his ACL. I think he just wanted to go home for Christmas.
I'm pretty sure he already had surgery, is what I saw.
I mean,
I know why
on the news
Yeah, I mean, just
on the news it said he was going for a second opinion in Dallas.
Yeah,
and that's
But
Yeah,
I don't
wouldn't
know.
on that.
I don't keep up with all that stuff. I'm more worried about two teams right now. The 49ers
And the
and
Hawkeyes.
the
And the Hawkeyes.
Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's right.
And who
And
they
the guys in black.
and who they're going to be playing in the college playoff. So, well, Sheldon, have you reached out to Pabst to let him know we're ready?
Yes. He should be hopping on any minute now.
So talk to us about Carter Pabst through the Parisi program and how you knew he was special.
Carter Pabst wasn't in the Parisi program.
Oh, just a friend of one of our athletes, or we're just reaching out because he's a legend?
Just good football player, dude.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I know he had one touchdown this year at Washington State.
Played at Eisenhower. We were there watching other guys, and he was always there just catching touchdowns. He was a dog in high school, man. He was good. Him and Derek Morgan were good buddies, obviously, because they basically came up together playing over there. And so, yeah, he's just got a pretty cool journey going on in college as well, too. I think that'll be fun to kind of talk about and kind of see all the different things that he has. I mean, I know a lot of people that are around him, but I don't believe he was ever in Parisi, at least not to my knowledge. So unless somehow I missed him, but I doubt it. So he is a pretty good wide receiver. Very high praise from his coach. I know when we were first having him on a couple times, or trying to get him on a couple times, I just kind of looked up his coach, and there's a few different interviews where his coach is like just all about him, like just talking about his physicality, the way he plays the game. Because obviously the coach has gone around a little bit of a carousel already, and so as that's happened, Carter's followed him each time, which I think is kind of a cool thing. He seems relatively loyal to the coaching staff and trying to be involved with, what they got going on. It just so happens that they've moved schools now twice during his short athletic career, in college. So it should be a kind of a cool thing to kind of, depending on what he can share with us, I suppose, because he may not be able to tell us everything. So I don't know.
So some of his high school stats: as a sophomore, he played 9 games on varsity, had 27 receptions for 496 yards and 6 touchdowns. His junior year, he played 12 games, 51 receptions for 893 yards and 19 touchdowns. And then the blowout year, 12 games played, 75 receptions, 1,641 yards, 29 touchdowns.
29 touchdowns is insane.
Yeah,
So
That's insane.
total yards for him on the varsity side of it, 3,030 yards, averaging 19.8 yards. Number of catches, 153. Yards per game average was 91.8. 54 receptions or 54 touchdowns, and a total
54
of
career-wise?
yes,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
career on varsity. And
Yeah, I was gonna say
then
54 in a year? That would
total-
be wild.
total
There he is.
total
What up,
touchdowns,
man?
57.
We're just reading off some of your high school stats right now, so we got a long list that we're going down.
Yep.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Just
Good.
excited to hop on here in the same time zone and have a
Yep.
conversation with you at a normal time. So we've talked about you plenty because of the difference in the times. So it's been a running joke on the pod thus far. But how was PT this morning? How's being home? How are things going for you? Happy birthday to your mom yesterday. So
Appreciate
shout
it.
out to her.
Yep. I know physical therapy was good this morning.
Where'd you go for your PT?
Mid-America Orthopedics.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Do you live in Goddard?
So my parents are split. So my dad lives in Goddard and my mom lives in Mays.
I gotcha. So you're on the
Yep.
west side. Yeah, because they're right down the road from us, actually.
Yep.
Know of them well. Well, awesome, man. Well, excited to have you on here. We're going to kind of just chat through and just ask you some questions, just kind of talk about, your athletic journey and, just kind of growing up around here, what all you've done, where you're at, what's going on.
Mhm.
Nothing that you need to be like super crazy prepared for or anything.
Yep.
So, just gonna kind of chat with you, but let's go ahead and kind of start out there. Our goal of this is just really just highlight you, right? Just talk about
Mhm.
your journey, talk about the things that you've done to kind of separate yourself from other athletes out there and, just kind of how that's been working for you and the things that you've seen happening. We obviously, we run Wichita Preezy Speed School, so we work with a lot of different athletes around town and doing different things. And we were just talking. I don't think you ever actually came through our program, so it'll be kind of cool to hear, some of the things that you did to, stay ahead of the game, basically. But so let's just start with that. Just start out a little bit of an introduction, just a little bit about you, and then we'll ask some questions.
Yeah, my name's Carter, and I just finished up my freshman season at Washington State University. And growing up, I played baseball, football, and basketball, and then got to high school, and that just became baseball and football all the way up until my senior year, and made all state in both of those, and decided to go with football. Felt like that was the best for my future, and yeah, now we're here.
Yeah. We're all because I remember I think actually I was first introduced to your name because I do a lot of baseball.
Hmm.
And you actually could sling it a little bit pitching wise. I don't know that you
Yep.
were quote unquote true pitcher, but you were in high school.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you did some of that on your summer team as well because you were a low 90s guy, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I got up there a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so big, obviously athletic dude. Could sling it some, but walk us through. Who all did you play? Like little league ball with. What were some of your team names? Who all kind of as you were coming up playing both football and baseball.
Yeah, baseball. When I first started, my dad coached me in t-ball. We were my dad and my family are big Cardinals fans, St. Louis Cardinals, so we were called the Little Cardinals.
Okay,
And so that was my first team. And then when I went to like actual like live pitching, it was the Metal Arcs, Wichita Metal Arcs. Then we went to Wichita Heat, and then after that I went to Wichita Saints, and I ended with the Wichita Raiders, which
okay,
was with a bunch of Caping kids, which that was fun. I had a really good time with them. And then football, I was Goddard Junior Lions all the way through from second grade to sixth grade, and then went to Eisenhower Middle School and Eisenhower High School.
awesome, awesome. Have you played? I mean, in football, have you played like all positions as you were growing up, or were you primarily always a wide receiver, or what? What was kind of
Yeah,
the positional journey?
Little League, I was like a receiver. I played a little bit of running back, and then I'd go in at quarterback every now and then. Just it was just like running the ball though. I never threw it. And then freshman year of high school, I played a little bit of defense. Um, Played a little bit of safety. It was fun, but I don't think I was definitely meant for the offensive side of the ball.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I never really played any like serious competition other than at receiver.
Gotcha. So you played so as you were coming up through like the junior football league, right? So you're playing what is that called with Goddard?
Junior Lions.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah,
like
just the
what's the
junior
league? Who all
Lions.
did you guys play against? I guess is what I'm asking.
Like Mays, Andover Central,
Gotcha.
pretty much all the local schools around here.
Okay. That makes more sense to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, because we've had there used to be, which I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. There was like a Wichita like city league that was like a
Uh-huh.
football league back when I was growing up, which was really
Uh,
big. They had
yeah.
a couple of teams that were really good, and then kind
Mhm.
of fell by the wayside. And I know some dudes have tried to kind of pick it back up and do it, but then there's just always been like different things and all kind. I don't know. There's just been issues around the league, and I think they're still
Yeah.
trying to do it, but I just don't know if it's as prevalent because a lot of people have kind of push more so like towards their school districts. And I don't know, I think Derby kind of started that a long time ago and then everybody else has kind of
Yeah.
followed suit, but it's just kind of where it's gone. But so when you were obviously finishing up with that, you ended up going why Eisenhower and not the Goddard route?
I was just always on that side of town, always with those
Okay.
people. So I
It's like
just
that highway
stuck
really
with them.
divides that city.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Did you guys just beat up on Goddard pretty much every year?
I definitely came out of high school with a winning record against them.
Okay.
I didn't play varsity my freshman year. I really can't remember if we beat them then, but I know beat them my sophomore year, lost to them my junior year, and then beat them my senior year.
Okay. Running the town.
Well, your senior
Yep.
year was your breakout year, man. Like,
Yes.
yeah, how was that? And we've talked. I think we talked to your quarterback.
Hmm.
So, how was that for you? I mean, I see that you were ranked like number 16 wide receiver.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
that was my senior year was definitely really fun. Had a really good team. A lot of close friendships on that team, so it just kind of made the culture all work out and came up short in the semifinals again. Uh, I feel like we get through the semifinals game if some injuries aren't happening, but it's part of the game, so can't really make that excuse. But yeah, no, that was fun. I put in a lot of work and it all paid off and showed up on the field. Yeah.
well, speaking of work, what work did you do outside of the traditional weights in the morning? Football workouts and stuff like that. What was your, you know, afternoon and evenings like for putting in that work?
So for like speed and strength, I went to Coach Tabor, Paya Athletes. He does a really good job with a lot of really good athletes. And then for receiver training, I go to Coach Daniels. Trains a lot of the receivers and running backs in Wichita area.
Yeah, I coached. So James, I actually, when he was playing ball at Friends, he came to Parisi, and I actually coached him. So small world, but
Really?
yeah, long time
Yeah.
ago. That was back. He was.
Yeah.
I want to say he was his. I don't know if it was his senior year, and he was going in to try and play in some pro ball.
Hmm.
It was right around that time frame though, but that was like back in 20. Shoot, I don't know. It was probably 2017, 2016, something like that. So it was a while ago.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I worked with him, and Josh Wesley actually was the other kid that came with him. Both big time football dudes around here back in the
Yeah.
day. But well, that's awesome, man. It's cool to kind of just got to get a little bit more information on the journey
Hmm.
for the stuff that you're doing. Let's talk a little bit about obviously going into that senior year. Obviously, you have a breakout year. Things are looking up. And did you already have an idea of what you were thinking about doing in college? Like in your junior year, looking into senior year, or was it, you're going to wait until your senior year, get finished up with that season and then go? Was baseball on the radar at that point in time too? What was kind of the starting point of the college aspirations, and how did that start to line up?
So I think my junior year, I started receiving a little attention for football. Nothing crazy. Never really received any attention from baseball. But just like my coaches, like asked me if I wanted to play, but I kind of just always put it to the side because I don't know. I really wasn't a big baseball guy. I was good at it, I'd say, but I never really wanted to play at the next level. But then senior year, summer going into my senior year, I went to a few camps. I went to the Lindenwood Mega Camp, and I came out of there with a few offers. And I think after that is when my recruitment started taking off. But really, nothing, no crazy recruitment, and just I got when I went to the Lindenwood Mega Camp, I got offered by North Dakota, and that was the school I originally committed to. And then coaching staff change. Ended up at South Dakota State. Coach left to go to Washington State. Followed him, and now he's left Washington State, and everything's up in the air right now.
Gotcha.
We are going to ask that question.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Lindenwood camp. Where is that at?
That's in St. Louis.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I really recommend that. Like a lot of people that ask me of like what camps to go to, I really recommend Lindenwood Mega Camp. They have it really organized, a lot of coaches, some bigger schools, some in the middle level and some lower level. But like if you show out, you're gonna get a lot of attention and a lot of coaches talking to you by the end of it.
Was that an outside camp or was it an inside camp?
Yeah, it was outside.
Okay, gotcha.
So was that obviously that was the one where you kind of got your break, but did you bounce around to other ones as well? Like, did you kind of, if you did, I'll follow up that with, what was kind of the game plan behind the camp system, right? Like, was it like, hey, my junior summer, I'm going to hit, A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z? Or was it just kind of like on a, hey, go check this camp out, and then you went and did it? Like, how, if somebody's watching this or, listening to it, they're a football guy, right? Like, and they're trying to get recruited. Like, what were you kind of instructed to do? But then also, like, what would your advice be to them?
So I didn't really go to a lot of camps. I went to the K-State camp my junior year and then my senior year. No hate to them, but I didn't really like their camp. It was kind of just all over the place. So if I were someone trying to get recruited, I'd stick to the mega camps just because there's a variety of coaches and you're not going to get put in someone's shadow. Like someone's going to be watching for you. It might not be the biggest school, but it's still an opportunity, and which is really what you need. It's just an opportunity to go show what you can do.
Then at this camp, then like what exactly? So obviously you showed out. What exactly are you doing over the course of the camp?
At the K-State camp,
I was talking Lindenwood, but
Lindenwood.
I guess
Lindenwood,
any camp really.
Yeah. Well, the Lindenwood camp, we started off with like measurements, like pretty much every camp, and then you ran 240 times. You did broad jump, and you did a 5-10-5. And then after that, everyone got through that, you would start warming up like yourself, try to find a quarterback if you're a receiver, catch a couple balls. Then you went into like ND drills. And then pretty much after that, it was just one-on-ones for a long time. A lot of one-on-one reps.
What was your 40
I like
time
a
at
lot.
the camp?
40 time was pretty slow. I think it was like a 4.6 or 4.7.
Yeah,
Pretty slow, yeah, but
pretty slow.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
Could be a little faster technically, but it's whatever.
faster now, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your 40 time now?
I mean, high school we ran 40s, but that's not like the lasers we used definitely weren't official. So I don't have an official time, but I feel like if I would run it, I feel like I could get a high 4.4.
I'm just gonna say, if you're at Parisi, you'd have a better 40 time. So I'm gonna say it because I believe in what I do. So I'm just telling you right now.
And we did host a guy who wanted to test his 40, and they had a bet or something like that, and he beat their time. I mean, you could do that if you were healthy.
I'm just saying, pull up, man. I'll help that 40.
Yeah.
I'll help.
I believe it. I see what you got doing with Pappas. He's showing out a lot. He's doing good,
dude. Yeah, he's moving. He's a little crazy, but he's moving. So
is your caffeine intake like his?
No, I do not.
There ain't
drink
any human beings that caffeine's like that, dude.
You can't drink as much caffeine as that guy.
He's wild.
So with that, what is your pregame look like? We're walking. We're on game day. What do you typically do before the game? We've asked this question to every football player that we have on here, and we know Pappas's ritual is consume 8 million grams of caffeine and then dry shot a thing of pre-workout right before he goes out on the field. So for you, what's that like?
No, mine's definitely not that crazy. For my freshman year, we had like a walk from our indoor facility to our stadium. All the fans like kind of surround us. But no, right as I'd get to the locker room, I'd go get taped, and then I'd put on my like warm up stuff, and I just kind of go stretch on the field by myself before the receivers would go out and do like ball drills and like top of the route work. So we'd do that, and then pretty much after that, I go back to the locker room. I get some Gatorade in me and a little bit of food. And I'm kind of just listening to music. I'm just getting into my own zone. I'm getting ready for the game.
What's your go-to music?
A lot of rap, a lot
Meat
of
Mill.
young boy before the game.
Okay.
Yep.
No Enya or classical music,
No.
Nice.
I like getting amped up.
He's got to get hyped.
He's got to get hyped.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, now that you got a semester of Division One football under your belt, we kind of asked Derek this same kind of question. What are some stark differences and some adjustments you've had to make going from high school to that next level right there?
I mean, I'd say the most obvious one is definitely like playing time and opportunities. You definitely don't get as much opportunities as you will in high school. So you really just got to make the most of what you get. And you just got to prove every week in practice. Like, you can't really take a practice off. You got to prove to your coaches that you can go out there and be the guy that gets all the targets in the game. So yeah, I'd probably say playing time and just like opportunities.
Nice. What's that game day atmosphere like? I mean, I haven't watched a ton of Washington State football since Minshew left. But how's that game day atmosphere? And whether you're like getting reps in the game or just kind of hanging out on the sidelines for the most part. How's that feel? How's that going?
No, the fans there are pretty good. I thought I was going to be pretty nervous playing the first game, but there really wasn't any nerves. I feel like the amount of preparation you do at the college level, I think it just takes care of the nerves for itself. So I went out there and I was just prepared for any play call or anything. But the atmosphere was definitely cool. You make a
Nice.
good play, the crowd's going to erupt and it gets pretty loud. So yeah, it was definitely a really cool experience.
Which road game had the best atmosphere this year?
Oh yeah, I wasn't at the Ole Miss game because I got hurt, but I went to the Virginia game, and towards the end when we were playing some ugly football, they got really loud. So I'd probably say Virginia.
Gotcha. That's cool.
As you are kind
Yeah.
of like, to piggyback his question, obviously making that jump is a big jump, right? And I think that a lot of younger athletes just think like it's just going to happen, or it's just kind of the natural progression. Like if you're playing at the varsity level, they just kind of expect those things, which is not how it works. But
hmm
when you show up and you're there, walk us through when you talk like your preparation, right? Because now you're on your own. No, whoa, you're on your own. You're not at
Yep.
home, right? So you're in a
Mhm.
new setting. You're essentially by yourself, right? So there's a little bit of that transition period where it's like you gotta kind of get all your ducks in a row for what your day to day is going to look like. Obviously, you still have school, like so there's a transitional period there, but tell us, give us some insight on, as you show up and you get a playbook, right? Like you
Mhm.
get all of this new stuff put in front of you. What
Yep.
what was kind of your, way of going through all of that? And
Mhm.
how did you go about like balancing out all of the different responsibilities that you have because you're at a new level of play?
I'd say one of the most important things when you first get on a college campus is get close with your teammates because those are the guys you're with from the morning till night, and you're gonna be with them for a long, long time, year round. So, say building a really good bond with your teammates, which is what I did. I got really close with the freshman quarterback there. His name's Owen Eshelman. Real good guy, real smart quarterback. And me and him kind of went through the playbook, and we were always studying it together, drawing up plays together, and we'd go out into the field and like walk through it all. And I'd say that helped me the most, getting through the playbook. Is just teammates helping each other, putting their mind into it all, and it's all building into one.
Do you guys, I mean, obviously from the wide receiver side of it, it's a little bit different, and we've talked
Mhm.
to like Derek, your old quarterback. He's a smart dude, obviously. Like
Yeah.
that dude's at a hard school and studying some stuff that,
Neuroscience.
yeah, like we can't even spell it. But it's just, from the wide receiver position, how do you go about like building that trust, right? Because you're working with a
Mhm.
guy who's probably not playing very much either, right?
Yep.
And both of you guys are kind of trying to just make your own paths and make it all happen.
Mhm.
So when you get into the game, right, like part of it's practice, like we get that
Yep.
portion of it, but how do you go about trying to build that connection with him in comparison to, the starting rotation, that type of stuff? Like how do you go about, making all of that blend well together, because there's a lot of guys on a football team and
Yep.
you're trying to stand out, right? So what are you
Uh-huh.
trying to do to separate?
So in the summer, we did a lot of like work like together. So I, with Owen, the freshman quarterback, we would throw a lot of routes together, just like build timing and all that. And then with like the starting rotation, I'd say once it kind of became more noticeable that I was going to be in and getting reps in the game, I started staying after practices and running routes with Zevi and the quarterbacks there, just building trust and just really just getting timing because I feel like timing is the most important thing and trust.
Like it. Well, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Derek that said that. It might have been Pappas that told us, but they were like, "You're not even like a 50-50 ball guy. Like it's like if they throw the ball to you, it's more like a 70-30 because of your hands and just how physical you are."
Hmm.
Before we were going to talk to you, the
Yeah.
first time I looked up some interviews of your coach, just talking about you because
Uh-huh.
he obviously praises you and he likes your work ethic and the way that you approach the
Yep.
game and the stuff that you're doing on the field. Like you're not afraid to do the dirty work and
Hmm.
get down, block, like do what you got to do. But he kind
Yep.
of praised your hands and just how physical you are on the football field. What walk us through that a little bit, right? Like what are you doing there that's different than other wide receivers? What how are you trying to separate in that portion of things? Because there's a lot of different types of guys out there, right? Different positions, and what's kind of helping you, stand out because obviously having a Division 1 coach, essentially praising you is a good thing. That's
Yep.
definitely,
Hmm.
separating, but what are some of those pieces of that that you think kind of make your game stick out?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely am very aggressive. I'm going to go up and get every ball I can. And a lot of my, like, I worked on the jugs machine a lot, different angles, different types of catches, like, or get with the quarterback, have him throw it over the shoulder, or go throw fade route in the end zone. You just got to work kind of like every possibility that you think you could get in a game. And then in high school, we worked a lot of blocking, a lot of like ND periods. We blocked a lot, and I'm a firm believer in if you block your ass off, the ball's gonna find you. And that's coaches say that at the next level, like they want a kid that can block. And if you're gonna block, you're gonna be in the game a lot, and then the ball's gonna find you eventually.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that makes a big difference. It just makes you a more well-rounded player, makes you more
Hmm.
versatile, right? They can put you at different spots, different places, and rely upon you to be able to execute the entire playbook. Which
Hmm.
that's the big thing is being able to do it. Whether it's a RPO, which I don't know what style offense you guys are running out there, but you're about to have more changes, which is kind of it. Let's talk about that because
Hmm.
you you're following this coach pretty much everywhere
Yep.
thus far, right? So what's kind
Uh-huh.
of the and our research team has already been on top of this and we've seen you in the
We
portal.
know you're in the portal.
So we got that part of this
Allegedly.
all put
Allegedly.
together. So your picture's on there, Our research guy Sean, he's got some inside access working at WSU in their football department, but uh but so what's the what's that kind of looking like, and you divulge what you can because obviously people,
Yeah.
we have 13 listeners, so and most of them are old football dads. So what's that journey been like for you? Because obviously playing Division 1 football, I think, is almost everybody's dream that's playing football in high
Hmm.
school. But for you to
Yeah.
have a coach that has now left essentially two different schools,
Hmm.
how's that process been for you?
Yeah, it was crazy. Just a year ago, pretty much today, is when I got a call that they were all going to Washington State. So, and then we just had a meeting last week, last for 2 Fridays ago, and no one really knew. It was kind of just blindsided by it all. But he came in, told us that he got offered the job there, and I mean, I can't blame him. I can't blame him for taking that job. He's going back closer to home, and he's getting a lot more money.
Yeah.
But no, I can't blame him. And then I always trust Rodgers. That's why I followed him across the nation. So I put a lot of trust in Rodgers and what he has planned for me. So we'll see where things go in these next couple weeks.
So this is a question for my family. I'm from Iowa.
Okay.
My whole family Iowa State fans. So they're heartbroken because their coach just left.
Yep.
What are some highlights about this new coach? Okay, what is Iowa State getting in Coach Jimmy Rogers?
You're gonna get a hard-nosed football coach that's not gonna cut around corners. He's gonna, he's gonna give you the 100% honest truth, whether you like it or not. I mean, that's what I feel like I want in a coach, a guy that's gonna be honest and not try to sugarcoat things. And he's gonna make you work hard, and he's not gonna let you slack. And if you slack, he's gonna get on you, and you have to prove to him that you could play. And no matter your age, if you're a senior, you can get beat out by a freshman if he's just better. You know, it doesn't matter the age. If you have more talent and you show that more than an older guy, you're going to get on the field. So, yeah, he's a great coach, and I think a lot of people in Iowa and Iowa State fans should be very excited to get him as the next head coach.
All right. What kind of culture did you guys have there at Washington State? Like, what is he trying to build an identity as culture? What is some things that you can kind of take away from that first semester with him?
Yeah, so we had a saying after pretty much every break, after every meeting, we'd say focus, finish. You got to focus on your tasks and focus on the playbook and focus on the play, and you got to finish the play. You got to finish everything. It's like if you watch some of our games, we struggled a lot in the second half. So like we had to focus, get through the plays, run all the plays right, and then we had to finish strong in the end of the game. And so, yeah, I just say you just got to be prepared in your own game and know the plays, and you got to execute at 100% your best capability.
Nice.
Have you ever been to Iowa?
Yeah, I'm back to the camp. I did go to an Iowa State camp my junior year.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was the one time I went to Iowa.
This is the part where we're going to try to
How
dig
many-
out what
how
you are
many-
hoping to happen.
How many of the coaches are going to with him? Do you know of? Is the wide receivers coach going?
I don't think a lot of people really know. I mean, because I left campus because I opted out of the bowl game. So I really haven't been up there. So honest truth, I really don't know. All the coaches I know, Coach Bobbitt, the DC at Washington State, he just announced that he'll be going to be the DC at Iowa State. So that's really all I know 100% sure of.
So what are you hoping happens? I mean, this is the part where we don't know if you'll tell all, but at the end of the day, you know, your track record shows that you like this coach. So what are you hoping for?
Definitely Iowa State would be a great place to go. You know, a lot closer to home, only a 6-hour drive for me. So I'd say it's definitely a big chance of landing there. But, you know, just kind of see where things take me in these next couple weeks.
Has any NIL stuff been a part of your journey?
I mean, I'm not a money guy. Like I know a lot of people in college football they want a lot of money. It'd be nice to have a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to play. I love football for football. I just want to be on the field and play.
I like that.
That's respectable. I love that.
Well, it keeps distractions low.
So obviously, you know, I think college football with the portal and the calendar of it all is kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you have just experienced that firsthand with all the coaching changes going on around the country, and it happens really before the end of the season because you guys had a bowl game coming up. What are your thoughts on that? And do you have? I mean, I know you just said you're all about football, which is awesome, but do you have any thoughts or ideas on maybe how that could be fixed with that, especially coming from a player standpoint, where you know you're losing out on your coach before the season's even over?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard on a team to lose your head coach before the season's even over. And I don't know. I guess there could be some rule changes, but I feel like that just makes a lot more complicated. And like, if a coach wants to leave, obviously he's trying to go somewhere better for himself. So like, I feel like he might lose a little bit. Just like staying with this team, he might not be as amped up or ready to coach or something that might hurt a team more than some people would realize if he's not able to leave when he wants. So I don't really have a big say in it. Just I don't know really.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because
Yeah.
there's unnecessary pieces to it that are kind of avoidable, but also, like you said, like if he takes it in secrecy, and like they've already agreed to it, he shows up to coach the rest of the season and he's just not all there, like he's
Right.
already thinking about where he's moving, his family, what's going on, like all of those, big time decisions. And then that just takes
Yeah.
away from being able to do the job the right way, which I don't think most coaches
Mhm.
are getting into it to not do it the right way, or at least try to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's tough though because there's a lot of lives
Mhm.
involved in that, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of people with their futures on the line trying to make it and trying to find opportunity and things like that. But what are you studying in school? Let's talk about that side of things a little bit.
So my major was sports management.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah.
same.
A lot of sports guys on the pod. I like that.
Yeah. What yeah, have you been taking a lot of those classes yet, or is it mostly just gen eds that first semester?
A lot of gen eds, but I did take one sports management class.
Nice.
How's the GPA looking?
Pretty good.
Oh.
This first semester wasn't too hard.
Okay. Good.
Kind of
Yeah.
start off a little easy as a freshman.
Usually
and
helps
being in
if you got
season.
good grades if you're trying to transfer, but
Are you good?
the
You just
transcripts.
are you just in 12 credit hours that first semester?
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Back to you a little bit. Yeah. How's that? Obviously, you said it hasn't been super challenging yet, but how's that schedule look day to day? Just obviously being a full-time football player, and then also with classes and everything. How's that been going?
So yeah, the schedule. I mean, I don't think a lot of people would like it, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's terrible. We would start with we'd have a special teams meeting first thing in the morning at 7:25, and then we'd go into a position meeting, and then usually it was just towards the end of the season, it was either practice or lift, depending on the day. We'd practice 2 times a week and lift 2 times a week. So it was either practice or lift, and then after that, it'd be go to class and then come back, and it's just meetings, a lot of meetings. I'd say that's probably the hardest part. Is just being in all these meetings. Sometimes they get long, and sometimes you're tired, and you got to keep yourself awake because if you fall asleep, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, been there. Just ask what is it, Abdul Carter on the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's been going through it.
So
Yeah.
so let's talk about the game at Toledo. Your first touchdown. How'd that feel for you? Was it an electric moment or was it just another touchdown?
No, I was waiting and waiting for my first college touchdown. And yeah, it was funny when the play happened. So the running, it was an empty set. So the running back was out wide on the boundary side with me, and he he wanted me to take the slot and run a hitch route, and he wanted the one-on-one matchup on the outside, and then which is not how we practiced it at all.
Yeah.
He just wanted the matchup, but quarterback Zevi, he told him to get in the slot, and so I was outside, and then took a lot of that whole week. We always saw that the corners were playing outside leverage, so I went inside release and kind of stacked them, and then ball was a little underthrown, and I just went up and made the play, bobbled it a couple times and hauled it in, and yeah, that was definitely electric. I didn't have a celebration ready. I was just screaming.
Yeah.
We'll have a celebration for next one though.
There you go.
Are you no Dougies or anything like that? Because
No,
Brock
not
Purdy,
after the first one.
No.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that I just remember seeing the video, which was kind of cool,
Mhm.
because it's a big deal, like you work so hard
Mhm.
and, just exactly like what you're saying, like the preparation to get the opportunity is hard, but then to
Yep.
be able to get into the moment, execute the play, do all the stuff that you're supposed to do while you got some dude beside you trying to tell you to do something different.
Yeah.
And it's just people don't understand how many moving parts are happening on the football field. at the
Mhm.
same time, right? So communication
Yeah.
is such a big thing, which hence why you guys are in meetings all day long, basically,
Yes.
trying to map out how to make all of that stuff work,
Mhm.
collectively together. But then just having a knowledge base of the game as well, too, right? Having some salve out there to be able to be like, hey, I see this, I'm going to make this adjustment. I'm
Yep.
going to do this, but then you got to be on the same page as a quarterback throwing you the ball. Like it's such a dynamic team sport that,
Mhm.
common fans just watch it, but like people that actually understand it just see all the different things that are happening. It's just there's a lot that's going on. So
Yep.
it's fun to hear it from the player perspective of, what
Mhm.
does it take to be able to put all that together, and learning everything. But how many plays do you think you had to learn like this year, like in comparison to what you've done in the past? Oh, I think my connection
I'd
went
say
down.
about every week we definitely had install a lot. We installed a good amount of plays every week. So shoot, I can't even tell you the number. It was a lot. I mean, we definitely had like base plays that like you knew easily. You didn't really have to think. And then like you would install, and then that's like an hour before practice, and then you go to practice, and you kind of just like you gotta hope you remember from the
Mhm.
meetings and just try to study a little bit before practice. You get like a 25-minute period or window before practice in the locker room. You kind of just go through them pretty quick. And no, but they make like as the week goes on, it all starts coming to you because like you get so many reps and you watch it on film after practice, and then you go home and study it. So that's not crazy hard. You definitely have to put in extra time though, but if you
What's
do
a
that, you
what's a
should be
play call
good.
sound like? Like, give us something
Give
random
us
that you
the
won't
give us
get
the
that you won't get in trouble for.
Um, hmm. So formation, we'll go like shoot. I don't even
He's on the
which play
spot.
do I
He's on
choose?
the spot.
And I don't gotta listen to all the play. I just gotta listen to key parts. No, but so like formation, we can go like trips, trips B left. We can just go. So like we have like routes or like words. So like we call one Spokane because Spokane's a place in
Mhm.
Washington. So Spokane, the SP in Spokane is spear. Spear is a concept on the
Mhm.
field side because it's first in the word, and then the O in Spokane is option to the boundary. So like spear, option, Spokane. It's
Gotcha.
like do we go like deuce B left,
Well,
Spokane, but like he'll say like protection for the lineman. I don't really understand,
yeah.
but
so you're not so you guys don't go into the huddle and be like halfback dive left.
no,
Hit
definitely
X.
not.
Hit X.
Not that easy.
What?
Yeah. Hit triangle.
Madden's been lying
Triangle.
to me. What?
So have you played as yourself on college football?
Yeah, I did I'm not a big gamer, but I once I got like emailed that I was in it, I definitely had to go try it out.
Yeah,
That was fun.
obviously. Got
What
to.
was your
What,
what was
yeah,
your
yeah,
speed?
yeah. What were your
specs?
attributes?
Bad. I was like a 60 I'm like a 63 overall.
Oh, come on.
That's cold.
Weak, slow, but no,
All right.
it's all
Well,
good. Just more fuels to the
So,
fire.
Yeah,
so
there you
while
go.
you're here on Christmas break, do we contact EA Sports for a testing session at Wichita Parisi?
Yeah, we
get
get
your
your
stats
numbers.
up.
Be like, what are you
Yeah,
guys
we can do
talking
that.
about? Let's
Yeah.
fix this. We'll send it in.
I mean,
Formal
that
complaint.
requires you to reach out to them because we can't do that for you.
EA.
That would be cool.
EA would be pissed. That's funny. But yeah, no, I mean, it just speaks to I don't know how tough it is to really like
Mhm.
understand the game for you guys because there's just
Yeah.
a lot of moving parts, And I obviously as a wide receiver, you're listening for your part, right? But then you got
Yep.
linemen listening for their part, right? You got other
Mhm.
skill guys, running backs, fullbacks listening for their part, and then
Yep.
quarterbacks have to do it all and then be able to decipher and then be able to change things if necessary.
Mhm.
Like it's really hard sometimes to conceptualize like how much is going on all at one time.
Yeah.
One person gets off, the whole thing's screwed up, like,
Yep.
and it's just, it's wild to really think about it. But at that level, man, it's tough. And that's a
Mhm.
big jump. What, like let's think about kids that are around here, right? In Wichita surrounding area, playing and doing different things. What would you kind of tell them, to be able to try and make it at the level that you're at, right? What would be some pieces of advice that you would give out to some of those kids?
See, I feel like Wichita, we get overlooked a lot in the recruiting process, unless you're just like some of the tight ends here that are just freak of nature, 6'6" and 230 pounds,
Mhm.
which I'm obviously not. So I feel like you just gotta know all the basics. You gotta master the basics before you start trying to do all the fancy stuff. Because I feel like the basics will take you to the fancy stuff when you need to. Because I definitely didn't have the best technique in high school, but I just had the basics. I knew how to run routes. I knew how to position myself to block, and I feel like that stood out in my film. And coaches see that. And Rogers has said that on interviews that he's seen all the basics I can do and knows that I'm hard nosed. And I feel like one of my biggest points standing out in film was blocking. I'm physical on the perimeter and spring, go make the touchdown saving block on a safety, and I'll do that whenever I need to.
Yeah, I love that. Trying to keep it simple is a tough thing,
Mhm.
especially in this YouTube world we live in, where
Yeah.
everybody's all you got YouTube trainers left and right doing all this cool stuff
Mhm.
for the gram and blah blah blah, and so kids get wrapped up
Yeah.
in that, and they get wrapped up in
Mhm.
it, and they stop, working on those foundational skill sets, which are really the building blocks of being able to do all of the things that, especially old school coaches, which is kind of what I'm hearing, about this guy is he's a little bit
Yeah.
more old school, hard nosed, like let's
Mhm.
do the things the right way. Some
Yeah.
new age guys, new school stuff, they value things a little bit different. Like it's just, the world we live in too. But yeah, that's something that we preach. We talk about it all the time on here. Is just like, man, put your nose to the ground and just work hard. Like, stay
Yep.
consistent, stay disciplined. Like, and things will start to move your way. But you can't approach your high school into college journey like it's a hobby. Like, and if you
Mhm.
treat it that way, then don't be surprised that you're going to get hobby level results. Like,
Yeah.
if it's something that you're serious about, like it's a job, man. Like it's a full time gig. Like you got to be bought in and you got to be willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. And because
Mhm.
when you get to that next level, like you just said, you're going to be in meetings for 3-4 hours a day. You're going to practice every day. You're going to lift every day. Oh, and then on
Mhm.
top of that, you got to go to school, and
Yeah.
then keep your grades up. And, so it's just, it's a grind. Like there's a lot
Mhm.
that goes into it. And I think that jump is just something that people, although it seems obvious to us because we've all been around it, but a lot of people are unfamiliar with that. Like they just don't really understand what it entails to play any sport at the next level. And it doesn't matter
Mhm.
what level it is. Like it's a big jump no matter what. So so it's cool to kind of hear that from your side. Obviously you're back home right now, for the winter time. And, so
Mhm.
what are a couple things that you're excited about doing while you're here back home? Hanging with the fam and stuff like that. Like what are some of your go-to things while you're here back in town?
Yeah, since I've been back, I've seen some family. It's always good to be back and see all my family, hang out with them, and hanging out with a lot of friends. Like
Yeah, I saw
Derek,
you,
he
I
just
saw you
got
at
back in.
the Eisenhower game. I didn't try
Oh,
to come
yeah.
clamp your style or anything. You had a little entourage around you. So I guess
Yeah.
my boy LaCade James, as I call him, Cade Hancock.
Oh, yeah, funny guy.
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious. I was at the Eisenhower game. I'm good friends with my wife is friends with his mom. They've been friends their whole life. They went
Okay.
to Goddard, but
Uh-huh.
his technically, I guess it would be like his stepdad. Him and I played
Mhm.
ball together, so just kind of a circle
Okay.
there. But he got into that game and made 1-3, and it was like the whole building was just erupting for this kid. It was so funny. Me and him were like, "What did this
Yeah.
guy do?" Like he made one shot. He was in for like 2 minutes, and I don't know. I call him LaCade James for like 2 years. I'm trying to get the announcer to change that so he actually announces him that way, but
He
I
probably
don't know if
could.
that'll happen. That he's hilarious though, by the way.
Yeah. No, he's a very funny guy. I've kinda became friends with him my senior year and junior year, just being in, like, weights class with
Yeah.
him in sports. But no, I was texting him before the game, actually. I was asking him because I didn't know who played really. So I was asking if he plays, and he's like, "Average 3 points a game in 3 minutes. I was like, all right, I better see you throw up at least 1 3.
Yeah,
He delivered.
And he threw up a 3 and made it, and then he looked at me in the crowd after.
Just kinda
Dude, he was going wild. Like they came out of the locker room and like people, they were like cheering for. Like it was just hilarious. Me and Andy looked at each other like, did this dude just like win an MVP award? Like what is going? He's like pointing at people up in the stands. Like it was funny.
And he's funny. He's a good guy.
Yeah, it was good. Well, Pappas got into the game. He freaking made his first shot. And I looked over and I was like, God, dude, I'm going to have to hear about this all week now because he got in. And I mean, it was a smooth jumper. Thankfully, he ended up airballing right afterwards. And then something else. I was like, whew, thank goodness. Because he'll come in talking to me every day about how he needs to be playing basketball. And I'm like, bro, just stop.
You're 5 foot.
Just stop. Even if you were 6'3", like, just stop. Like, stop doing it. But he don't. But yeah, what else you got going on while you're here in town?
Just friends, family, and then just training with my trainers, getting prepared for the winter. And yeah, not much really right now because a lot of people are still in school. So waiting for a lot of friends to get back and probably spend a lot of time with them. And then around Christmas time, I'll go see my grandparents. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just friends, family, and football.
I didn't hear you say stop by Wichita Parisi.
Yeah, man, let's run that 40. Let's get it in.
I mean, we could you should come check it out. I mean, bring Derek with you. I don't think none of these guys have been to the new facility except for
Derek's
Pappas.
family's been in because we train his brother and sister as well too. But I don't think Derek's stopped by this one. But
yeah,
I don't know. I've heard his little brother Cameron's gonna be better.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. They're all athletes. Like they're all of them. They're
great family,
super athletic family. So yeah, they work hard, which as you know, that's half the battle. So
they need to get in more.
They should be in more. I agree. But well, awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you taking some time, hopping on here and chatting with us. Just kind of letting people in on the journey a little bit, you know, and the different things that you got going on.
And thanks for being in our time zone. Jeez.
Yeah, that helps. Makes life easy. Makes life easier.
Hopefully you'll stay in our time zone moving forward.
There we go. There we go.
When does that officially kick off? Like the transfer portal and stuff like that. When can all of that take place?
Portal opens up January 2nd.
So it's just a waiting game before you can tell us what's going on. I get it.
Yep.
So we'll have the breaking news announcement here on the HQ.
That's right. The HQ is going to break.
Send a text when you can tell us.
January 2nd, 12:01 a.m.
Yeah.
We're doing a live podcast.
You're going to have all the hats sitting on the counter.
There we go. That'd be hilarious. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for hopping on with us. I'll touch base with you. Obviously, if you ever need anything, you know, reach out and, you know, best of luck on the journey. Best of luck on all the stuff that you got cooking. And, yeah, just keep working hard, man. You're a humble dude. And, you know, we appreciate your work ethic and the way that you kind of approach things. Just keep it simple and just go ball. So, you know, keep that in the forefront as you're kind of moving along. And, you know, we'll keep in touch and talk soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Go Iowa State. Woo. That's
I don't know. I was trying. I tried to peel it out.
I doubt he's allowed to really say anything.
No,
he's going to Iowa.
He's going to Iowa.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I mean, that's the vibe.
If he was staying, he would be like, "No, I'm going to do this in this role. I've got this going. I'm here."
He's already forgetting the plays.
I don't think he was forgetting the plays. I just don't think he wanted to expose the entire playbook.
I mean, it depends on who tags and how it goes, you know?
That's what I should have said. Be like, you're on your way out of Washington State. Just tell us what's going on. You know, like just leak it like that guy on Instagram. Remember that dude? He like sent the other quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
he was pissed at his girlfriend or something. I don't remember what that was.
People are retarded.
That's facts.
Second time I've said that in the last week.
Well, you know.
Anyway, that's always fun to hear the stuff we don't realize when we're watching a football game, especially in the heat of the moment. When because I always think of like like when I think of Iowa's offense for about 3 years there.
Run left.
Well, no, yeah, but it was just like nothing happened basically for 3 straight years. And, you know, all the fans are like, how is it this hard? But I mean, then you hear like a guy talk about it and it's like what all goes into it. And if you don't have everybody on the same page, because you don't have the right cohesiveness or collection of brain trust out there on the field, that's the right combination to make the play work, then yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Because that's a lot of stuff you're listening to and having to keep track of each and every day. And when you install an extra 20 or so plays each week because the other team's got film on you and you kind of bring something new to the table, like it's cool to hear about that, because that's a lot of the stuff that gives you a little perspective when you're, especially in college football, when you're watching kids play, like NFL, you're like, come on, let's get, but
NFL, it's like you're getting paid a ton, and you literally are doing nothing else in the NFL season. You know what I
like
mean?
these kids, like he's saying, he's sun up to sundown meetings, class, and he's still got workouts, practice, everything.
The consistent thing that we've noticed across all the athletes that we've talked about is the execution of things.
Yeah.
That you are very right on communication and execution, having everybody on the same page, and hearing that from all the people that we talk to, it's pretty fun to hear those stories.
Yeah. And
it brings a whole new level of like Omaha, or when the Spokane thing, what all of those mean. I mean, they all have their own code. Who knows why Peyton Manning said Omaha so many times, or there's lots of different key factors like here we go kind of thing, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's way more like, and I think
cadence in there, and then you got counts.
It always makes me realize just how and this is no offense to maybe a little bit of offense, but to like my high school coach, just our playbook was the most just basic Madden like. And look, I mean, you're dealing with a bunch of small town high school kids. We're all stupid. We needed that, but and like.
Yeah, but did you have the L and the R written on your hands?
No, we didn't.
So then you're good.
I needed it though. But it was cool. Glad he gave a little insight into Coach Rogers. Let my family know to listen to the pod. So
82 views coming in.
So so they can kind of hear a little perspective there.
That old Jimmy.
And then maybe they're listening to a future Cyclone on the pod.
So might be able to get a little inside access.
Yeah, maybe the next addition to the exciting Whites.
Yeah.
Team. Hopefully down the road.
Yeah, who knows? January 2nd.
January 2nd. That's what we're.
It's right around the corner.
That's the day we're looking.
Because he's not at school, so there's no plan in going back to that. Seems.
That's what we should have asked.
If he
when do you think you're going to head back to Washington?
Right.
Head back to Pullman.
Yeah. What time is that going to happen? Are you driving or
considering you opted out of the whole game?
Oh, guys, I drove home. No big deal. 22 hours.
All speculation, people.
Yeah,
okay?
we're just
not speak on him.
We're just having
don't be
fun.
clipping and getting us in trouble. All right,
we're not breaking news here.
Ding dongs talking about football. Leave us alone.
Couple of retards.
All right.
Oh, dang.
All right. Let's pray for Sean and his words.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Sean, will you lead us in prayer?
Sure. Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for opportunity to talk to Carter, and just thank you for getting him home safely, and just pray to be with him in this time, another transition period of his life as he goes into the next steps. Pray that he's going through all of his decisions with you as well, and spend some time with you to talk about it. Just thank you for just being able to have these conversations, and hopefully some kids out there hear it and kind of lock in on a few things they might be slacking on, because the next level is the next level for a reason. So just pray that that's a good example for a lot of people out there, and a lot of example for some parents on what they need to facilitate and to their kids as well. And I, pray for me to not say stupid things. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey, man. Well, that's it for our Jackie Robinson episode, number 42. Carter Pabst, D1 wide receiver, and Goddard Eisenhower legend.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.